Christine McKay with Northridge Publishing, and I'm here with Jen Gallacher, who is a contributing editor as well as designer for Scrapbook Trends. Jen is so amazing at just using different techniques on all of her projects, and so I invited her here today to share a technique that she has with us. And so, Jen, what did you pick?
Well, I actually picked something that's a little bit challenging for me. I can't believe I'm admitting this on camera. But for some reason, I struggle with rub-ons.
So what is it about rub-ons that you struggle with?
You know, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's the commitment level, because once it's down, it's there. I don't know if it's because I usually turn to a pre-made embellishment, but I challenged myself for this technique that I was going to learn how to do it really well.
Okay, so show us what you learned. What are some things that you can share?
Well, here's the layout that I brought, and I want to point out what the actual rub-on is on this particular layout. And it is actually this cute little colored print and flower in this pocket.
And it's so cute because it looks like it's just printed, pre-made right on there.
It does. And one thing that's fun about this particular sheet is actually a textured, flocked piece of paper, and it took just great to that paper. So that was something I learned, is that you can use your rub-ons in a variety of different textured paper.
Oh, that's great. So show us, so I know that one of the struggles that a lot of people have is how to get your rub-on on, because sometimes it'll leave like a little piece behind. I mean, even the best brand, sometimes people struggle with getting the entire rub-on down. Maybe can you kind of show us?
Absolutely. I brought a little bit to show you today. This is actually how rub-ons typically come. They come in a package. This one is done by Pebbles. It's double-sided. This one is color. They come in black and white, lots of different styles. One of the first things that I do is when I open the package, I decide which one I'm going to use. And then I cut out just the portion I'm going to use, because rub-ons like to stick. And if you don't just take out the part, you may end up with a different image, like on your photo, that you didn't plan on.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I think we've all learned the hard way. Our rub-ons stuck together.
Yes. So I did exactly that. I actually pre-cut the rub-on that I wanted to use, and I have a piece of paper, and I'll show you how to do it. Now, rub-ons come usually with a semi-clear top. The rub-on is actually on the back side, so you want to make sure you know which is the top and which is the back side.
Okay.
It also comes with a protective paper that you want to keep together. Like I said, if you leave it on your desktop and get moving, you'll have a nice rub-on on your desktop. Yeah. So you can just discard this when you're ready. When you are ready to put your rub-on down on your paper, you just want to center it. Make sure your placement is good. And then most of your rub-ons come with this fancy popsicle stick.
Yeah, and I always like to call it the fancy rub-on applicator apparatus, but really it's just a popsicle stick, right?
Yes, it's just a popsicle stick. But if it doesn't come with one, you can use any blunt edge tool, including your fingernail.
And that is what I do. Because I have acrylic nails, and so it just makes it really easy just to use the edge of my nail.
And that's a nice thing about the rub-ons, is they're really easy to use. And so then just by applying firm pressure, you can swirl it, you can,
and that's what I was going to ask. I mean, is there any particular motion that you want to use, or?
It's kind of a trial and error thing. Every company's rub-on responds a little bit differently. You might want to get the rub-on, cut off a tiny piece, and try it on the paper that you're going to be using, just to see how their rub-on is.
And I notice you're getting the edges of the letters particularly really well. Is it better to kind of start on the edges and focus and make sure that those...
Whatever, as long as every part of the design has been rubbed into the paper below, you're fine.
Okay. So what happens, Jen, if you start to lift that up, and let's check. If you start to lift that up, what if there's like a little piece that didn't go on
all the way? And that
happens
happens all the time as you lift up.
See, you're an expert, so you're not having that problem.
Let's see.
Usually I have like a little bit of the eyes left off.
So there's a little bit of this M that didn't rub off, and you can just place the rub-on back down and rub it again.
So as long as you don't peel the whole thing off, you're
I highly
okay
recommend just a little at a time. Just make sure you get your whole design on there. Oh, see, there's more of the M. And you just keep working with it and be gentle.
And this right here is textured paper as well.
And that makes it a little more
And that's
difficult.
what I was going to say. You can do it, and absolutely. But I think sometimes to work it into all of the grooves, it takes a little bit more.
You just need to be patient, and maybe that's one of the reasons why.
I don't have patience. I always say I'm an ADD crafter.
Oh, absolutely. So there you have your rub-on.
And I love that it looks like it was just printed right on there.
It does, and it's darling. And I've definitely fallen in love with rub-ons again.
One of the things I love to do with rub-ons is to actually do that right on the photo.
Oh, that's a
so
cute
it
technique.
looks like you've printed it, because it's kind of hard to run your photo back through the
Yeah.
printer, and so it really does give it just a nice customized look. Are there other things that you can use rub-ons on besides just paper?
Absolutely. In fact, in one of our latest idea books, our holidays idea book, I created a soup bowl and I rubbed it on the soup bowl and it took just great.
Are you kidding?
No, it looks adorable.
That is really cute. And then what did you do to keep the rub-on?
You would want to put a special kind of clear coat over it.
Like a sealer or something
yes,
to keep it on.
But it took really easily. So rub-ons are great for a lot of different surfaces.
That is great. So Jen, thank you so much for coming and
Thank
sharing some of those tips with us. Are you going to start using rub-ons more?
Yes, I will.
Great. Thank you so much. For more tips and techniques, you can check out any one of our Scrapbook magazines. You've got Cards, Simply Handmade, or Scrapbook Trends. You can go to your local retail store to get our September issue, or you can get a subscription at northridgepublishing.com.